Yo, what is up, YouTube? So today I want to talk about the April 2026 release schedule. We're gonna go through all the banners, all the events, talk about what's coming up, and yeah, so that you can properly prepare. We talked a lot about support cards that are coming up, and like what are the must pulls, which this one does include. We have Mr. CB at the very end. Everything else is a pretty safe and easy skip if you want to just get to that part. But here I am to talk about, like, give a brief overview of all the Umas, all the cards, if you do so happen to pull them, what to look forward to. If this is helpful to you at all, remember to like and subscribe. Use code MAMBO for 10% off your gamer subs. Let's get right into it. So first things first, and this is a brief overview. Remember, we do the should you pulls that have more detail. And I believe like this video covering this banner, which is the Ballroom banner, should come out maybe before or after this video. You'll have to see for more detail. But first things first is the Seiun Sky Ballroom, Fuji Kiseki Ballroom. Okay, so this character banner, okay, should you pull for it? What's the brief overview? Seiun Sky is a very fantastic frontrunner. She will have trouble inheriting angling and scheming because she is Seiun Sky herself. You can do it if she's the grandparent, right? But her unique skill is pretty much a good skill whenever angling and scheming is not a good skill. Okay, it's an acceleration skill with speed that activates on the backstretch. If it's on the backstretch, she gets the acceleration. If it's not the backstretch, then she does not get acceleration. And it's a late race straight unique skill, right? It provides acceleration again if it's on the backstretch. Otherwise, it's just speed. Okay, very cool. Very nice Uma for a frontrunner. You got escape artist, you got early lead, top runner. These are really good frontrunner skills. It's not like the best, right? We don't have taking the lead. We don't have groundwork like Valentine Mihono Bourbon, but she's still very, very solid frontrunner. Very nice frontrunner too. It's just not as universal as like the actual original Seiun Sky. Moving on. Fuji Kiseki, Ballroom, mile racer primarily. She's very cool. She has a greatly speed boost on her unique skill. It's very similar to Biwa Haihida's activation condition. She has to pass someone on the final corner. She has to be top 4, but it's a greatly speed boost, so that's pretty nice. Mile corners, we have prepare to pass. We have tantalizing trick, which is awful, but you have built-in head on, which is a random pace chaser acceleration on the late race, which is not bad when you're layering on other acceleration skills. Very solid. Speed Star Pace Chaser is a very solid, not unique, but it's a sort of end game velocity skill, right? That activates on the final corner. So very, very nice skill for Fuji Kiseki. Very beautiful outfit as well. Definitely, I'm going to be pulling for it. I think this is going to be a very nice Uma to pull for. Moving on, you have Sirius Symboli with SSR. And this card is going to be a borrow card. It's a whale borrow card. The unique effect might as well not be a thing. It's just not going to happen that often, especially in the track places scenario. But she has 10% race bonus. She has solid stat stick passives. You got the speed bonus. You got whip bonus as well. Very nice. You have playtime's over, option to end the chain events early, as well as from the brink, new gold skill. It's an acceleration skill for medium distance tracks only. Very good medium distance late racer and closer acceleration skill, once again just for the medium distances. We have Simply Rudolph SSR stamina card. This card is pretty bad. Initial stats depending on what cards are in your deck, and it does have 10% race bonus, but it's just not a very good card. With the unique effect, with the fact that it doesn't provide a gold heal, Burning Soul is a mediocre sort of gold velocity skill. It's just not that great. So I would say the banner, it's a whale banner, and it's a pretty easy skip. Simply Rudolph or Sirius Symboli's SSR card is fine. It's a good card and definitely one to consider borrowing. It's just that it requires too much to get going, right? You need Limb Break 3 to get the race bonus. And so I just wouldn't advise anyone to be pulling exclusively for this card. Moving on, we have the event coming up tonight at the Line Droit. I don't know what that means. The event is not like, it's not anywhere different than the other events. Grind your event points, get the rainbow crystals, rainbow shards. The card that it offers, which is a good opportunity to talk about that, is the Air Shakur SSR speed card. And the long story short of this card is it's a pretty good free-to-play option when you're raising end closers. Why? You have speed bonus 2, power bonus 1, and so you also have 5% race bonus, which is pretty par for the course for a lot of free-to-play SSR speed cards. Not bad, specialty priority. We have mood effect and friendship bonus. It's okay stat stick passives, but 5% race bonus makes it, you know, somewhat playable. And why is she a card for end closers? Because you have end closer corners and straightaway spurt on the hints. This is a key acceleration skill for end closers, right? And you also have a gold heal for end closers. It's not the best gold heal, but on a long distance track, you take what you could get, and it's definitely decent for like free to play end closers, I would say. Moving on, you have the banner coming up, and the banner coming up is going to feature Nishino Flower, SR Sweep Tosho, Wit, and SSR Daiwa Scarlet Power. Nishino Flower, as a Umamusume, is a short and mild distance runner, 15% speed, 15% power. She's mostly pace and late surger, and her unique skill is very interesting. If the skill user engage in a challenge on a mid-race corner, increase acceleration when well-positioned late race at least halfway through the final corner. So what does that mean? It's weird. I'll say, so what if on a corner and it's mid-race, you're engaged in a challenge, so you have people on your sides. Okay, if that happens, then we check other conditions, which is if we're on the final corner, if it's late race and it's on the later half, your third or fourth position, boom, huge acceleration boost. Otherwise, it's going to be when you're on the final straight, your third, fourth position in the late race. Okay, huge acceleration boost, and you can inherit this. It's kind of similar to inheriting and angling scheming. The only difference is that the usability of it is very, very restrictive. It's very, very restrictive. We'll talk about exactly, or rather, we'll talk about it right now. Budding Blossom is like the perfect acceleration skill for Nishino Flower's signature racetrack, which is the Sprinter Stakes. This is taking place in the Nakayama 1200 meter track. Notice how you have this big mega corner. There's only like 2 corners in this, and it's like constitutes more than half. It's around half of this race course. And so this big mega corner that is like the mid race, it encompasses the mid race. You're going to be in a challenge, you know, side by side with someone else. And on the later half of the final corner, it's pretty much a perfect activation point for her unique skill. She's going to be able to reap all the benefits of it and basically speed her way to the victory. That is Sprinter Stakes for Nishino Flower. That's what her unique skill is kind of built for. Okay, Straight Descent also on top of that, right, which is pretty nice for an early acceleration lead on this track. Beeline Burst, another early game sort of velocity boost that gets you, like, activates right as you enter the mid race. She's kind of like just built for Sprinter Stakes, if I'm being perfectly honest. Lady Searcher Corners, Determined Descent, you know, very cool skills. Very interesting sprint and mild distance runner. If you really want to win the Sprinter Stakes, I would highly suggest picking up Nishino Flower. Otherwise, you know, pick her if you like her. All right. Moving on, we have Daiwa Scarlet SSR Power Card. Daiwa Scarlet SSR Power Card is 2 power bonus when the bond gauge is at least 80. It's like kind of whatever. She has stamina bonus when you're at 1 limit break, and when you're at maximum break, you have 10% race bonus. So, okay, she's all right so far. And then when you look at the skills, we have Pace Chaser Corners and Straight Descent. Pretty good skills to be offering as hints. What's really nice is that she does provide Neck and Neck. Neck and Neck is the gold skill version of Head On. Now, don't be fooled by this condition. I don't think we're getting this version. This is Neck and Neck after it got buffed in the Japanese version. And so it is going to be very similar to Head On in that it activates somewhere random in the late race as an acceleration skill. And that being the case, I just don't really think Neck and Neck right now is super mandatory, is very good. Later on, it gets better, but this is a power card. I don't know when we're going to get that change. And even then, it's okay. I would just stick to borrowing this card. Personally, I would stick to borrowing this card. I wouldn't be pulling for this card in particular. But yeah, I mean, the skill that she provides, the gold skill neck and neck, eventually becomes very, very good. Otherwise, it's kind of similar to On Your Left, but unfortunately not on a very premium wit card. It is on an okay power card. Moving on, you have a Sweep Tosha SR wit card. This card is actually fairly good for a wit card. Now, obviously, you're not going to be rolling for this on a banner. It's very foolish to try and, you know, hit maximum break on any banner for a wit card. It's just going to slowly accumulate as you play the game, ideally. And what she provides is she has 10% training effectiveness with a unique effect and max limit break. You have wit bonus. You have low specialty priority, which is kind of what you want to see on a wit card. You have 10% race bonus, which is great, right? That's amazing for Track Blazer. Don't know if people are going to get it in time, but it is there. You also have initial speed. I didn't catch this when I first looked at it. That's actually kind of nice. Initial speed on a wit card. This is trackblazer.exe SR free-to-play wit card. Unfortunately, I don't know how many people are going to get this in a timely fashion, but After School Stroll is a good heal, and Closer Corners is a very good velocity skill. You have Slipstream. She's a very good wit card, I would say, in terms of skill hints. As far as like the skills from events, like who really cares about Trick, Subdued end closer straightaways, who cares? Doesn't really matter. But the hints are solid, the stats are solid, the race bonus is there, you have initial speed. Very nice wit card for SRs, for sure. So the next thing to talk about is Yano Muteki and the rerun banners featuring Ines Fujin and Twin Turbo. So Yano Muteki is a derby horse. Okay, she won the Japanese. Oh, I'm sorry, no, she's not a derby horse. She won the Satsuki show, and you'll see that kind of highlighted in her kit. You have 20% power, 10% guts. She's good at medium. Okay on mile, and not really good on long distance. I believe she tried for the classic Triple Crowns. The real horse actually did, and did not do well at all at the Kika show, and did mediocre, I believe, in the Japanese Derby. Peerless Dance of Flowering Flames. If the skill user passes another runner on the final corner or later, increase velocity with Fiery, Fighting Spirit when in the front part of the pack with 300 meters remaining. So top 4, 300 meters remaining. On the final corner or past the final corner. If you've overtaken someone, get a speed boost. Decent duration too. Not bad at all. And you can see it's kind of built exactly for the Nakayama 2000 meter racetrack, which is the Satsuki show, which is the famous for winning. On the final straight, you can notice that there's only 300 meters remaining. So this is a perfect activation timing for her unique skill, Yano Muteki. And it's on the last spurt, you're getting velocity. That's where exactly you want another burst of velocity. So I would say this unique skill, very good for the Satsuki show. But it's not very key in that you're not really getting or solving for acceleration. No, sorry, I can't talk. Ramp Up, very good velocity skill. Patience to Corners, very good velocity skill. Steadfast is mediocre. Fighting Spirit, I don't think is very good. Yeah, it's like speed and recovery. It's like whatever. We have It's On. This is very nice. And we also have, that's pretty much it. Corner Acceleration is mediocre. Unyielding is mediocre. Herself as a Umamusume, I think, you know, it's really cool that she works so well on Satsuki show. On the other racetracks, you're going to have to see how effective this less endgame velocity skill is, right? It's kind of subpar when you compare it to like Ogre Cap or Simply Rudolph, I would say, personally. But definitely a solid Umamusume for medium distance tracks nonetheless. Moving on, you have the rerun banners featuring Twin Turbo and Ines Fujin. This is a horrible card. Just avoid it. Like, there's not really much to talk about. SSR speed card. It's a horrible card. The chain events that offer this amazing skill, taking the lead, each event that leads up to it, the first and the second, has a chance to end. So ending prematurely means you don't get taking the lead, which is like the only selling point for this card. The skill hints are fine. You have Moxie, Fast Pace, Leader's Pride, Early Lead. It's just an overall horrible card, though, that requires way too much of a limit break. That is not really feasible for most people. Just skip this card. It's not good. Moving on, Ines Fujin, SSR, Guts card. This is a model Guts card. So we get from like absolute trash tier speed card. We have a model Guts card. Why is a model guts card? Well, on max limit break at least, right? You have mood effect, friendship bonus, and training effectiveness. 15% training effectiveness, that is, which is very good. That means like when she's not training your guts, she's giving you a bunch of bonuses on whatever training she happens to land on. You have speed bonus. You have high specialty priority. Okay, maybe you don't even want high specialty priority. That's something maybe you might want to do. I don't know. That's you could keep her at level 45, but most likely you're just getting max limit break. I'm pretty sure that's just going to be the best way, especially for track blazer, where guts training can be elevated, and 15% training effectiveness is amazing. Moxie, Slipstream, Playtime's Over, Speed Eater, very good skills offering on hint, and her gold skill that she offers through her events, her chain event, is Restless, which is a key healing skill for frontrunners on certain tracks. It helps you heal on an uphill. So a very, very good guts card, very model guts card for your guts decks. Unfortunately, she does kind of need like she does a 5% race bonus, but and that's fine. She does need a high limit break, and so you're very more likely just borrowing her instead of using her. Without at least 3 limit break, you have no specialty priority, which is unfortunate. It's just awful, right? So definitely this is a card to like you borrow. It's a whale card. I wouldn't roll for it, and I definitely wouldn't roll for it when she's paired up with Twin Turbo. So this banner is a pretty easy skip. Moving on, you have the Aries Cup that's happening, and not really much else to say. We're gonna have a guide for it. Nakayama Turf, 2,000 meter. It's Satsuki show, right-handed track, spring, sunny, firm, and it's a Satsuki show, so Yano Muteki might be a pretty good contender for it, right? Yano Muteki might be a pretty good contender for it. I don't think Nishino Flower would. I mean, it's what is it? Like final straight? Yeah, or final corner later half. If I take a look at the Satsuki show, yeah, it's just way too late for the acceleration. Yeah, it's Yano Muteki. This is probably the best CM for her. Okay, so if you're looking forward to Yano Muteki, then you're looking forward to raising her on it's April 20th, right? When she releases, and the Aries Cup. So it's kind of rough. Gold Sheet Week celebration. So if you remember from not last year technically, but you know, last time we had a Golden Week celebration, we got a bunch of rewards. So log in, get the rewards, and complete the missions, and you get a bunch of power-ups. Very, very nice. Moving on, you have the Cheerleader banner featuring the Nice Nature Cheerleader, King Halo Cheerleader, as well as the Cheerleader cards of Seeking the Pearl and Bamboo Memory. So let's talk about it. Nice Nature Cheerleader. She's an interesting Umamusume. The stat growths are kind of whatever, 10, 10, 10 in stamina, power, and wit. Her unique skill is interesting in that if you are an unpopular horse, an unpopular Uma, you actually have higher duration on this speed boost. Activates on 4th through 6th, and it's on the last straight, and it's higher duration if you are, once again, an unpopular horse. Happens past the final corner when you've overtaken someone, which is okay. It's kind of a not great skill. Final straight, essentially, you're in a bad position. You need to be unpopular, so there are ways to configure that. I would check the global Umamusume sort of document guide on how to kind of influence this, but it's kind of weird. It's just a weird skill, and it's not the easiest to activate. Moving on, you have Nimble Navigator, Tether. These are very fantastic skills to be innately included for Nice Nature. You also have Dominator, which is nice for medium distance tracks, kind of continuing the trend of her being a very good debuffer horse. No Stopping Me is a great acceleration skill, amazing acceleration skill, and cool that it's on her kit. The only problem with Nice Nature, the Cheerleader, is she likes to be a late surger, but she can't run the best late surger card, which is herself featured on an SSR Wit card. I mean, people are going to run and roll for her no matter what. I will say very cute outfit and interesting unique skill and cool acceleration skill on the kit. Not bad at all. Definitely not bad. Moving on, we have the King Halo Cheerleader Umamusume. This one's a little weird. I love the outfit, by the way. I love this version of King Halo. We have 10, 10, 10 speed, power, guts, okay, which is cool. That means for a Guts deck, we can get some pretty nice numbers for her. But her unique skill is very interesting. On the last straight, which is definitely going to be past the halfway mark, if you weren't not rushed and you were pretty much like 6 like and before, right? Like if you were hanging in the back essentially for the first 70% of the race, then you get this acceleration skill on the last straight, which is weird. It's just like, where do you want a huge boost of acceleration on a final straight? And where you would want that is on the Takamatsu no Miya Kinen, which just happened, by the way. Congratulations to Satano Rave. This is going to be on the final straight acceleration, right? This is like exactly the track where you would want a last straight acceleration skill. And that's what King Halo provides. A huge burst of acceleration on the final straight. And so that's kind of limits like where exactly she wants to be and where exactly she wants to run into just the Takamatsu no Miya Kinen, at least to my knowledge. And so it's not a good skill, but for that track, it's like a godly skill, if that makes any sense. Spring Runner, we have Outer Swell, right, for a late surger. Rising Dragon on level 3 is interesting. Very nice velocity skill for late surgers. We have Spring Spectacle, which is the gold version of the Spring Runner, which is okay, right? As we know, like gold version of these green skills are okay. They're nice to have if you don't have anything else to buy, but otherwise are just not very good because they're way too expensive. Late surger straightaways, it's okay. King Halo Cheerleader, objectively speaking, is an okay Umamusume built for a very specific track, but she has a cool outfit. I think it's really cool. So anyway, moving on. You have Seeking the Pearl SSR speed card, and this one's just weird. The more maximum energy you have, the higher training effectiveness you'll gain. I don't know even what the cap is. I don't think they even bothered to make note of it because it's just such a not great unique skill. No one wants to be maxing or improving their maximum energy all that much. It has 5% race bonus, skill point bonus 1, speed bonus 1. I mean that's not too bad, I guess, but like, yeah, on its own, it's kind of a troll card. I don't even think I would really borrow this card myself. It does have Uma stand, but that's on a random event, not on a chain event. So there's not really much to talk about it. I'll dive deep into it when we do a should you pull, but it's a pretty easy skip. SSR Guts card, right? Less energy you have, the more friendship bonus you'll gain. I actually didn't read this card until now, but looking at it, it just does not seem very good. You do have a speed bonus on a Guts card, and if you have maximum break, you do have 10% training effectiveness. It's okay. It's all right. Full of vigor. When positioned toward the back on the final corner, increase velocity. It's okay. It's all right. Like, the unique skill's not that amazing. Yeah, I don't know. This is I'm sorry. This is a horrible unique effect. Race bonus 10%, not bad. Speed bonus, pretty good. 10% training effectiveness, pretty good. Just overall, though, unless you're building specifically for a mile track, I would just stick to borrowing it. This card and this card, definitely not worth rolling for. Okay. Moving on, you have the Cheerleader event, and this is going to be a pretty standard story event, like we're very used to. You know, just do the runs, get the points, get the rewards. Okay. And what it's going to feature as far as the free card that it gives you is, I think it's just Kawakami Princess, but let me just double check. Yeah. It's going to be the Kawakami Princess Power card. Kawakami Princess SSR Power card. And this has, at maximum break, because it's free, we want to evaluate when you have maximum break, has 2 power bonus in total and 5% race bonus. Other than that, though, it's kind of whatever. Like, it's not really there's not really too much to talk about here. The skill that it provides, Unyielding, is not a very good skill in my opinion. It happens when you're on the final corner on a medium distance track, and I believe greater than 0 on this condition means that you were overtaken. So it helps you kind of fight back for your position, which is kind of whatever. Power card is not very in a good spot for Track Blazer either. I would say this card is I wouldn't ever cleat a event card, but it's like whatever, not anything to stress about. if you happen to take a break during this event, I guess. Moving on, you have Ines Fujin. Ines Fujin as an Umamusume is pretty cool and interesting. We got 50% speed, 15% guts, mild, medium, and can be built for long. Is mostly a front runner. She's like, I believe she gets runaway later. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But she is a front runner, and pace chaser she can be built as well. You have a unique skill, moderately increased velocity when positioned toward the front, with about 300 meters remaining. If coming out of an uphill, greatly increased velocity instead. So again, a very super specific, unique skill that gets an additional bonus 20. I'm pretty sure it's centimeter per second, but 20 meter per second speed boost, right? If the conditions apply, and that condition is if you're kind of exiting an uphill, right, as you enter that 300 meter mark. Where does this happen, you might ask? Well, it happens at the Japanese Derby. The Japanese Derby, Tokyo Yushin, Japanese Oaks, Japan Cup. Ines Fujin is famous for being a Derby horse, and so she won the Derby, and on the final straight, you can see that there is an uphill, and this uphill is there before the 300 meter mark. So essentially, when you hit the 300 meter mark, you're going to hit that. You're going to hit the conditions for her unique skill and get a pretty big velocity boost. So Ines Fujin, unique skill is good for specifically Tokyo Yushin, probably just Tokyo as a racetrack, I believe. Now, we have Slipstream, we have Moxie, we have With All My Soul, okay? And this is an interesting skill. I think it's the first of its kind. And it's a speed boost that also debuffs, which is not bad. You gotta be top 3. It's mid-race, and it happens only on medium distance tracks. So kind of solidifies and reinforces the fact that she's pretty good as a medium distance front runner. Moxie, Slipstream, she's just built for the Tokyo racecourse. You can see that even more highlighted in her awakening skills. She has Restless as well, which is a good heal skill for an uphill. You have Speed Eater, you have Wild Wind, which is the gold version of that skill that's new, and it's a speed boost with a debuff. Very solid front runner. Just needs to solve for acceleration, which is pretty easy with angling and scheming, especially when you consider for Tokyo Yushin, it's this angling and scheming perfect skill for it, right? So Ines Fujin, very solid front runner, very interesting front runner, and outside of being just an Oshi pick, I think she's very interesting and has a lot of merit from a gameplay perspective. Moving on, you have Mr. CB. And this is the last support card banner of the month of April. It happens at the very end, at April 30th. And this is one of the cards you want to consider pulling, okay? This is one of the cards you want to consider pulling. But I go over this on my video where I talk about all the support cards you should be looking forward to up until like the Pre-Delecta Triumph scenario. And Mr. CB SSR support card, this SSR Wit, is very good for end closers. You get Wit bonus and skill point bonus if bond gauge is at least 80. You have 5% race bonus. You have very good stat stick passives, friendship bonus, another speed bonus. So you have 3 bonuses. You have speed, wit, skill point. Scratch that, you have 4 bonuses because you get an additional wit bonus. You have mood effect, you have training effectiveness. You have everything. Like, you have everything as a stat stick, like what a stat stick wants, okay? But on top of that, you also have the tail held high. You have straightaway spurt, key acceleration skill for all end closers, offered as a hint. And on top of that, you have Daring Strike offered as the final chain event skill for this card, which is an amazing skill. It's pretty much gold ship, her unique skill for any end closer. Okay, so this is like a must pull. If you are an end closer fan, if you love end closers, if you like Tamamo Cross, you like, I guess Manhattan Cafe, but she's mostly like usually a late searcher, or rather easily builds a late searcher. But Hishi Amazon, right? Any Uma that wants to be an end closer is going to want to run Mr. CB in their deck. Ayabe, yes. So, yes, Mr. CB is a must pull for end closer lovers. If you don't like end closers, if you don't care about end closers, then this is a very, very easy skip. This is a very, very easy skip. Okay. This banner, this card in particular, will be rerun. So, you know, if you don't pull all of them now, I mean, I wouldn't be like super sad about it. But yes, if you like end closers, you would very much like to pull this card for yourself rather than just borrow it. Tokai Teo SR stamina card. Not really much to say. This card does not have any specialty priority on a stamina card. Otherwise looked okay, but it does not have any special priority. You have 10% race bonus, you have 10% training effectiveness. So there's a wandering stamina card. You don't lose out. But yeah, she's okay. Medium corners, you have nimble nav, but no special priority. So I would say this card is just pretty awful, honestly. Hopefully, instead of getting Tokai Teo as an SR card, you get the other SR card that was new, which is the Sweep Tosha one. I think it's fairly good. Honestly, I feel like, you know, initial speed, 10% race bonus, training effectiveness. I will note, though, that some people in chat don't really think it's that great just because it doesn't offer skill point bonus, but Marvel Sunday doesn't either. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe. Use code MAMBO for 10% off your gamer subs. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.